Welcome to your weekly Seize the Day cruise show powered by Travel with Brigetta. Now let's turn it over to our hosts, Carla Mesa and Julie Williams. Julie, what's the topic today?
Today we're talking about what's new on cruise ships in 2026. I'm Julie Williams. Carla Mesa, a travel agent extraordinaire with Travel with Brigetta, has joined us, and we're going to talk about what you need to know before you book, as well as, of course, all the fun, exciting things that are happening. By the way, before we even get started, let me remind you that if you need to reach us and ask us anything, you can always email bookings@travelwithbrigetta.com. So, Carla, let's start with the entertainment options, because normally they have like the show of the night, right? But it's my understanding that things are expanding quite a bit this year.
Yes, they are. A lot of different cruise lines have been focusing on their ship entertainment the past few years, and we've seen a lot of upgrades. It's very interesting. I know that Royal Caribbean, they are about to host America's Got Talent live on their ships.
The real show, you mean? No, the one we see on TV?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, the real show with real performers.
That is so cool.
And yes, and what's amazing with something like that, it means that every sailing, you're going to see something different. Every show is going to be something different. They do have a rotating talent cast. So, like I said, every sailing is going to be fresh.
Oh, that'll be especially good for people who go for like 2 weeks in a row or something like that. They're not going to have to see the same show again, or just, see it all in 1 week or anything. That's really cool. What else is going on in the entertainment world there?
You're seeing a lot more, like Vegas, Broadway, really high quality entertainment shows these days. I was just on a ship inspection for MSC, and they did a really great showcase in their main theater, and it was a very entertaining show. But that's not the only main show that they have. That is their main theater show, but they've also opened kind of like they do call it the cabaret on the ship. It's I don't think it's really the cabaret that you're going to be thinking about. It's more of the name, but it is a really beautiful lounge in there that also has a small stage with performers there every night, different performers at different hours. So if you're not the type that really wants to sit in a crowded theater or be, kind of like locked in that space for 45 minutes to an hour and a half, they're giving you a lot more options on different parts of the ship. Not just that, but you also have a lot of your ships where in the main dining area or the main foyer area, you're going to have your live music throughout the day as well.
Tell me about what's different about the cabaret.
And what's really nice that's, different about not just the cabaret or the theater show is that it's something for everyone, right? So you have somebody that loves to go into the theater show. You have someone that wants something a little bit more relaxed, maybe a little bit more geared towards adults only, which the cabaret is. And then you also have, the entertainment for your family. You have different spots throughout the ship where they're either having live music, or they have DJs, or they could even have pop-up karaoke. That's really popular on the ships that I am usually on. I love seeing a good karaoke lineup. So it's really nice that
love it.
Yeah, right.
They have entire karaoke cruises. It's so popular.
Yes, they do. So it's really great because not only are they giving you different areas of the ship to experience this, say you did miss out on the theater show. Most likely it will be on longer cruises. You might have 2 or 3 different showings, or, on your shorter cruise, they'll usually stick to the same show as well. If they're going to, if it's only a 4-night and you can only have 2 chances to see the show.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so other entertainment, like besides shows that you would pretty much be a spectator in, or, maybe participating in a game type show, what about the other activities? I mean, over the years, we've seen a little bit of different cruise lines coming out with new ships, expanding what their offerings are. What's going on in 2026 there?
Yes, there's a lot of different activities on board. It's really interesting, especially tech-driven experiences, because that's what we're all ramping up for, and it's what's really driving people's motivations for getting on the ships nowadays, especially family with younger children or even older children that don't really care for outdated traveling or outdated activities that you're used to. But it's really interesting. I've seen a lot of like the arcades on these newer ships, and they're so much fun. They're huge, and it really gives the young people on board, or those that are arcade enthusiasts, a real sense of somewhere where they feel they were given a space dedicated to. If that makes sense. They really felt like they were thought of while the ship was
Yeah.
being, planned out. And so a lot of fun stuff that they're doing now is a very like augmented reality games. I've even seen a lot of different like interactive scavenger hunts that they'll do. Those are a lot of fun too. You have either like the actual cruise line doing that. I know like Princess has a very interesting way that the ships are all with your medallion.
Yeah.
Everything is very high tech on Princess ships, and you can do these interactive scavenger hunts or kind of like interact with other people on the ship through their live touch screens by the elevators and things like that. You even have sometimes even on the apps, they'll have the app for the cruise line. They might have some interactive things that you can do through the app and throughout the ship as well.
Oh, that's awesome. And you're talking about the arcade. When I took my son on his first cruise, he was about 11. The arcade was his place. That is where he spent
Mhm.
most of his time. He was like in the preteen group, and they did a scavenger hunt too. I think the first night or the second night or something, but the arcade is pretty much where he wanted to spend most of his time. Anything you'd like to add before we close?
Yeah, so we also have like a lot of the hands-on activities too. So I know I kind of focused on more like younger, but I know for myself, like you can even do cooking classes on board now. Like if there's that one meal that you're like, every time I get on this ship, I have to have that. You might even be able to learn how to cook it now. They even
Ooh,
have some ships have like mixology lessons or like tastings. Like if your ship has like a wine bar on board, maybe a few times
uh-huh.
throughout the day, they may do tastings, or they might even do kind of like they call it edutainment, where they might start teaching you about the wine. Or a lot of the ships also do a lot of art auctions, and those are now becoming interactive, where they'll actually take the time to teach you about the art, and it's not just the auction itself, and it becomes more of a social activity.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. I've also heard that they have cruises like an eclipse cruise or something where you learn all about like an eclipse and you experience it on board, or things like that. So I think edutainment is kind of a cool thing. I'm kind of into stuff like that,
Yeah,
especially sciencey.
yes, I am as well. I really, one cruise that I is a big bucket list of mine. I mean, of course, Alaska, but Norway. They do, Herdington is a cruise line that is an active, the word is escaping me, but it's not just a cruise line, but they are actively going from port to port, dropping and as a working ship. And so a lot of what they focus on, they don't have nearly as much of the entertainment that we just talked about, but it's more geared to the edutainment, where they're talking to you about the stops, they're talking to you about the history of, the fjords and all of that. So there is, depending what you're looking for, there is going to be a cruise line or a cruise ship that has it.
Yeah, well, my dream is to go on one that's a Northern Lights,
Mm,
explain how in the world this happens and let me see it, let me experience it live. Of course, they can never guarantee you're going to experience it live, but
right.
that's kind of a
So
bucket list thing.
yeah, it's interesting that you said that, because Herdington is one of those cruise lines that is that area where you usually will see them. And I believe during certain seasons or during certain dates, they have somewhat of a guarantee. I'll have to do some more research on that. Maybe we'll talk about that next time.
Oh yeah, that would be cool to know about. I mean, I guess it's nice to have a guarantee, but I think only God can guarantee that you'll see it at a certain
Right, right.
time.
It's not like a guarantee you'll see it. It's more of a if you don't see it,
Uh,
bring you back type of thing.
yeah, that makes sense. Hey, if you found this helpful, go ahead and go to the description if you're on YouTube and download our free downloadable outline of some of the things that we talked about today. And also, please like, subscribe, and share. We are Carla and Julie, and this is the Seize the Day Cruise Show powered by Travel with Brigetta. And until next time, we urge you to seize the day.